a very interesting viewer question, and it came from Ian Murray, and his email address suggests to me was the Great Australian Sailor. I very much enjoy your Sky Business Hour. Well done, Ian. I have a question on carbon pollution that could be put to, say, Grant King of Origin Energy. That was his question. What is the relationship between carbon pollution reduction scheme and the renewable energy target? Noting that the RET and the CPRS will have big impacts on the price of electricity. It seems to me that Canberra politicians do not speak about both schemes at the same time. Senator Joyce is an example. Could it be that the RET has already delivered the post-Copenhagen 5% carbon reduction and the full 2020 RET savings will be approximately 14%? Regards, Ian Murray.
It's a great question, Mr. Murray, and in the absence of Grant King or Barnaby Joyce, I'll give it a go.
This is certainly an area that you would think about.
It's a really good question, and the answer is very, very simple. These are two different but complementary schemes. The CPRS, or the Carbon Pollution Reduction Scheme,
which Mr. Rudd calls his ETS, effectively.
Indeed. That is a national economy-wide cap-and-trade scheme, and its target is by the year 2020, we'll cap emissions at 95% of their 1990 levels. But that seems a small improvement. But between 1990 and 2020, if we did nothing, emissions are going to be 130, 140% of the old levels. So actually quite a big reduction. Now that's a very aggressive target. It's not nearly big enough if you believe the science. We'll be looking at 25 to 40%, but a 5% reduction is quite important.
Considering where we would go if nothing was done.
If we did nothing. Okay. Now the RET, Renewable Energy Target, is very different. It's a very small scale, focused industry investment scheme. It's designed to stimulate and kickstart additional renewable energy production. So that by 2020, again, the target year, 20% of all our power generation will come from renewable energy sources. Now again, that sounds like an interesting target, but the 80% of generation not from renewable energies in 2020 will be bigger than it is today for the 100%. So that'll be an important way to reduce emissions, but not nearly enough on its own. So one is an overarching scheme, the CPRS. One is a very targeted industry kickstart scheme, which will phase out in 2030 when the CPRS will pick up the heavy lifting and continue from there.
Okay, so I guess from your point of view, your fingers crossed is that the government, whoever's in government after the next election, will be serious about committing to those sort of targets.
I think we have to be serious to those as a bare minimum. I'd rather get the scheme in place with all its flaws, and then we can improve it as time goes by. No scheme, we have no options. With schemes, we have options. This is all about managing risk and giving ourselves options for the future.
Yeah, I think it's going to become a bigger issue because there are costs and benefits of this sort of thing. Mate, thanks for joining us on the program.